Hi, welcome to the Visionista Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica East of Noir Marketing and PR. This podcast is for entrepreneurs where we talk about business and work-life balance. I am here with my good friend and sparkle sister, Daria Dillard Stone of Sharing Ministries.
Hi, Jessica, and hi, everybody under the sound of my voice. I am so glad to be here, and I've got a few things that me and Jessica are going to talk about.
So the first thing that we wanted to let everybody know is that Sharing Ministries has now been around for almost 10 years. 2020 is the 10-year anniversary.
Yay!
And Daria has some really cool things planned.
And I really do. When I tell you, listen to me well, people out there. When I tell you never give up on your dreams, I don't care how old or young you are. I don't care what your zip code is, what kind of car you driving now, even the job you may have. Parking attendant, really? Mechanic, auto mechanic, that's fine. But do you have a dream? If you've got a dream, let me tell you, there's some dream killers out there. But they're supposed to do just what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to make you feel like, I don't know why you trying to jump up and be somebody. I don't understand why is it that you think that you can do that. Nobody's ever done that. And plus, you don't have this or that. What is this or that? Well, maybe you don't have the credentials. Maybe you don't have the degree. Maybe use what you got. And you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm sorry, I got a little excited. I'm not yelling. Jesse, help me. But I am so serious about keeping your vision alive. Because now that I'm preparing to celebrate Sharing Ministries' 10th anniversaries, woo! Let me tell you, I didn't even know I was going to end up here. But I did have a dream.
So what's coming up in 2020? There's a small event in the spring, and then a larger event in the summer.
Yes. I am working on the 10th year celebration of Sharing Ministries. And because I've helped men, women, boys, and girls, it's open to the public. Of course, there will be a ticket price. I'm going to tell you more about that. But I'm going to have an event, planning a small event in May of 2020 to start the Vision to Victory celebration. And then in August the 8th, I have confirmed that date, we're going to have the big event. And let me tell you this, you don't want to miss any of it. That's all I got to say. The very people, male and female, that have helped me to get to this 10-year landmark, this celebration, they're going to be highlighted. It's not going to be all about me. They're going to be highlighted. They're going to be the sponsors. They're going to be the persons that will actually show you how you can do and make your dream become a reality as well. And I want to talk about my walk because I didn't start out trying to be 10 years old. I thought it was just something I needed to do because at the time I was in grief. Sharing Ministry started out of grief. Mm-hmm. Sharing Ministry started out of grief. That's real. And a lot of you don't know my story, but I want to share my story and not only share it, but give you a visual view. So there's going to be some special things that will include you, and you. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, if you are from Dayton around this area, you may have heard Darius speak at different events before. So if you have, you know the type of encouraging messages that she regularly gives to people when she's speaking. If you haven't had the pleasure of hearing her speak in person or on her website, she does videos pretty regularly. She is probably the most encouraging person I've ever met. And not only is she a good friend of mine, she's really been an encouraging mentor for me because, you know, we did not start our businesses out of a happy, fluffy place. I read some idiotic article online the other day that said all entrepreneurs are like trust fund babies and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, who are these people? Who are they talking to?
Where are they at?
Yeah, where are they at? Somebody needs to send me a check. I started my business as a divorced single mother of 3 which some people know, some people do not know. And it was ugly. The first couple years were rough. And, I had 3 little kids. All of them were very, very small. William wasn't even in school yet. And it was hard. And when you have a dream and you've got it in your soul, in your bones, and you're trying to get it done, there are so many things that try to take away from that. Fear is the biggest one.
Right.
And every single month, as Daria used to tell me, there was more month than money. And I bet probably half of you listening understand exactly what that means. You still have a week or 3 days or 2 weeks until the next paycheck comes in or the next child support payment comes in or whatever, and your fridge is a little bit empty. Your kid blows the knee out of their jeans and needs a new pair, and
no gas in the car.
You literally don't have what it takes to make ends meet. Not only that, when I started, I had so many people telling me I couldn't do it because it was too hard. I had my own family telling me, not all of my family, but I had some members of my family telling me that I was being irresponsible because my kids needed me to have a full-time job working for somebody else, and they needed to be in daycare instead of me doing my own thing and being there for them.
Right.
And, all the people that tear you down, sometimes it's your own fear. I have never felt terror like I felt in the early days. And even sometimes now, the business is doing really good, but I have people that work for me. The kids, still need things and stuff. It's a lot of pressure to keep it going. At this point, it's going good. It can't fail. So it's like, the bar always moves,
Right.
Daria has given me so much encouragement over the last... How long have we been friends?
About 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years. So I wasn't at the beginning of sharing Ministries, but I have been, there for the last couple years.
Yes.
So, if you have the opportunity to listen to some of her videos or to come out to her events this next year, I really encourage you to do that. One of the things we want to talk about today was fear. And what do you tell yourself when you're in a situation? Maybe you're starting a business. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're just in a bad situation, at your job and you need to find another job, or a bad situation with a person. Maybe they're your spouse. Maybe they're your friend, roommate, whatever. How do you work through hard things? How do you work through fear to get to the other side and do well for yourself? Because life is too short. We were talking about this a minute ago.
Yeah,
life is too short to stay in those bad situations and make excuses for other people treating you badly and not living the way you want to live.
Exactly.
How do you work past those things?
The big word is, and I'm going to also give you my information how to get in touch with me, sharing Ministries for the videos and to look at where I can be seen next. www.sharing-ministries.com. I'm also on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and also Twitter. Didn't know nothing about none of that. Was afraid to even learn people. I remember when me and Jesse first met, I never will forget the day. It was at a WIBN leadership conference. And I was going around to the different booths. I got to tell how we started 7 years ago. And this chick, this Caucasian chick, let me just keep it 100.
Girl, I'm the whitest of the white people, let's be honest.
She had on an outfit that was top Vogue model type of outfit. And she had this bad black brim on. And I'm walking by, looking at the vendors, and I kept my eye on, that sister looked good in that hat. Mm-hmm. And she was passing out, I didn't know what she did. I thought she was passing out candy. I didn't know. And I got over there, and I said, let me tell you about my business. I said, no, baby, let me tell you about your outfit. I said, you look great, and that hat is it's shouting queen all the way across the room. I saw a queen from all the way across the room.
I have a picture
She told
somewhere.
me that that was her daughter's hat. And she just picked it out because her daughter said, Mom, wear this. Mm-hmm. It goes with your outfit. Her daughter was maybe 7 or 8 then. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that stuck with me because it was something about her light. I had the same kind of light. I'm different.
Skylar Nicole, thank you very much for making me wear that hat that day.
That day, that hat made her stand out. And you know what? The Bible tells us that we are drawn to like-minded people. You don't have to go looking for them. They will find you. Your friends will find you. My faith, my fight kept me afloat when I wanted to give up. And it would happen that when I was down during these 7 years I've known Jessica and Noir Marketing, she's done a lot of marketing for WIBN. She's done it for the Mustard Seed Foundation. Mm-hmm. So I was aware of her work, but I was also aware of your passion. Mm-hmm. You wasn't just doing it because I got to get a paycheck, even though you needed it more than ever. Mm-hmm. But when I got to know her that day, I'm like, here's my card. She gave me her card. I'm like, let's do lunch. And she was so freaking silly. I love that.
Shh, don't tell people that.
Because there's a side of me that's just like that. But she also loves the Lord. Mm-hmm. And, she, you know, what I tell people all the time, I'm like, you know, the Lord gave us this light. Why are we always trying to hide it? Why are we always trying to dim our light because somebody else thinks we're too bright? Tell those people to put on sunglasses. Mm-hmm. Even in our struggles, we shared, we refused to give up hope. We kept hoping. So when you hope and then you fight, fear can only last but so long. Mm-hmm. What am I saying? Glad you asked. I am saying to you who are listening, whatever you want to do, if it's the right thing, if your motive is pure, first of all. Sometimes our motives can be wrong, but our moves are right. Sometimes our moves can be wrong, but our motives are right. You got to line up with what you know you should be doing. Mm-hmm. Those of you that are working jobs, I worked a job, but I never stopped dreaming. Mm-hmm. I had 3 little kids. I was divorced too. And that's one of the things I would share with my baby, Jessica, that, baby, it won't always be like this, but it won't be all right today. Mm-hmm. Just know it's not going to be all right today, but it won't always be like this. I just pray I'm around when the Lord shows you that you had to go through to get to where he's taking you. And now as both of us are lining up with what we know we've always had a passion to do and we're purpose to do, it doesn't matter.
You feel it in your inside. Like you have that dream and that idea, but you feel it. You know, should I be going left or should I be going right? It deep inside your guts, you know
it is
what you need.
It kind of tickles you, yeah.
Right. The issue is then telling that negative voice in your mind,
because it's gonna stay there,
to take a back seat while you focus on doing what you know, like deep in your soul, deep in your gut, you need to be doing.
That is so crucial.
And that's honestly, I think that if more people would tell that negative Nancy in the back of their head just to go sit down for a minute and they would do what they feel is right, like in their guts.
Exactly.
I think people would be a whole heck of a lot happier, because I know a lot of people that are not happy with some aspect of their life that's totally changeable. They can totally do something about it. You know, there's a lot of stuff you can't change about yourself. You can't change your height. You can't change your shoe size. You can't change, you know,
what family you belong to.
Right. You can't change some things about yourself, but there's a lot of stuff you can change. You can do to try and improve and make yourself happier, make the people around you happier. So,
and it's a good point, because in order for you to make yourself happier, you have to love you. Mm-hmm.
And that is hard.
And that is sometimes hard.
It's very hard.
Especially when you're going through a hard place. And we got children, you're going to always try to put on a happy face for them. Because our adult situation should not hinder their childhood at all. And we try not to let it do that. But our children know us better than we think. And I know my children, and I met my Jessica's children. They made us fight. I cannot give up because they're watching.
I told my kids, you know, I have told my husband this too, if I wouldn't have had the kids, you know, around,
I think the story would have been different.
I would have moved to a beach and lived naked on a bench and waited to die. Like, I wouldn't have fought as hard to be okay.
Me too.
But I knew that they didn't ask to be here.
That's
they
right.
didn't ask to have me as a mother. They didn't influence my situation at all with their dad, with my job, with anything else. And I'm like, you know, that's not fair to them.
Right. Not for you to give them your best.
Right. Now, they saw me cry. They saw me get depressed.
Mine too.
You know, I would be honest with them so they knew kind of what was going on. I didn't want to weigh them down with things.
Exactly. I did the same.
But I wanted them to know, hey, we're not going to be homeless tomorrow. We just, we
gotta make a move.
need to not eat out this week or something. Friday night was our eat out night. That was the only fun thing we did. For a while, that was the only fun we had was we'd go like McDonald's or get a pizza or something Friday night. Because that was all I could afford.
Right.
But I think being honest with what they were able to handle, we were talking the other day, some of the stuff about, have you learned anything by watching me build this business? Because they've had a front row seat, for better or for worse.
Exactly.
And Skylar, actually, Miss Fancy Hat, said to me, just to get through the day. That's one of the things that she learned was that tomorrow has enough of its own problems. Sometimes you just need to focus on today and getting through today.
Exactly.
And then worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. And, she's almost 15. It was very profound the way she said it. And I was like, oh my gosh, she learned that from you, from me. Yeah. And I got a little verklempt for a moment, but I'm not going to lie about that.
Well, you should have, because you saw the fruits of your labor.
And it was nice. Every once in a while, you get to look back and be like, oh,
they were listening.
Yeah, right.
They were listening, yeah.
So, anyway,
this is a great conversation. And Noir Marketing is one of the best marketing PR companies around. And it started with a vision, and I wouldn't just say that. Anybody that knows me, if you're listening, I don't say things that aren't true. But at the same time, what she's done for me, you know how somebody will help you, Jesse, you'll help me, but you show me, just in case I ever have to do it myself, how it's done. So she's not just giving me something to eat, she's showing me how to go get me something to eat. And the lie that the world tells us that women don't get along, it is a lie. It is a lie. I do know there are some sisters out there today are just baffled because me and Jesse made it. How did you come from where I left you? See, people have a tendency to leave us. In their mind, they left us when we were down, didn't want to be bothered, didn't want to be around. And then when they see us up, they want to drink now from our cup. Did I just rhyme right there? I think I did. Am I rapping?
We'll drop an auto-tune in there.
Yeah, right. But I'm like...
That's how you know who your real friends are.
Yeah.
Some people only want to hang out with you when you're at your lowest because you make them feel better about themselves.
But I dare you to get
Some
up.
people only want to hang out with you when you're doing really well because they want to mooch off of you.
And they do that too.
The people who are with you at your ugliest and at your best, those are your ride or dies. I can count those people on one hand. Really, I need like 3 fingers on one hand to count those people. And I have many, many acquaintances, but when it comes to like real solid ride or die people, there aren't many because, you were there when it was ugly and now you're still here when it's good.
Yeah.
That means something to me.
Me
Loyalty
too.
And friendship,
Trust.
through the hardships.
Yes.
I think that's important.
It is important.
Women exist. You can support other women and love other women, and it doesn't have to be combative. It doesn't always have
competitive
to be
either. Right.
Competitive about it. I think I am very hard on myself. I don't know if it's because I'm female or because I'm a perfectionist, maybe a little bit of both. I'm very, very hard on myself. And I know that there's many other women who are also very hard on themselves. I think I am my worst enemy some days, just some of the talk that I have in my own head that I've had to struggle to get over.
But you stopped.
To go do things.
Exactly. And you said a key thing, the struggle in your own head. A lot of it is in our head. Sometimes it has something to do with our childhood, sometimes it doesn't. But a lot of it has to do with previous hurt. And in order not to be hurt again, we put up this wall. I know I did.
Yep.
Because I'm not going to let it happen again. But if you're living and breathing and when you cut, you bleed red, you're going to be hurt. You're going to be misunderstood. You're going to be rejected. And just know, them same folks that reject you, God has another network waiting to get to where you are so they can help you go where you're going. And that's what I've learned. The people, on one hand, I am very blessed because I actually can say I got 2 hands that I can count my ride or die. And another thing we get hung up on, who's got degrees, who doesn't, who drives this kind of car, who does, it is silly. The thing is, if your heart of hearts lets you know that you can help somebody, it's not going to take away from your shine. In fact, one candle should light the other candle. And all of us are candles. All of us have a gift. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't have something to offer the world. I don't have to do what Jessie does. She doesn't have to do what I do. But
I
together,
can't do what you do.
exactly, together, we can make impact. And that's what we're doing. Not just because we're women and we've been through hard times. We came through hard times. Together.
Through.
The key word is came. Are you there now? No. It's not as bad. But keep living. We don't know what tomorrow going to bring. That's why when we see each other, we get the most out of the time we have.
We laugh.
We laugh. We cry.
We strategize.
Exactly. And when you look at the finished product of both of when she takes the pictures and makes my videos and puts together a PR package for me, it's no better than what Oprah Winfrey has.
Well, thank you.
I mean that,
Oprah, if you're listening, call me.
Better give her your number because you never know. You never know when you do stuff like this. You never know where it's going to go.
Have my people call your people?
Have my people call your people. But I like to give people their flowers while they're living.
And you know what? That's nice.
I do.
I really.
So this is my way of giving my girl her flowers.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I love
And
you.
how often are you going to do this podcast? In fact, this is a great segue into sharing Ministries' 10th anniversary, also Conversations of Courage. That's something that I do every week on my page, Sharing Ministries LLC on Facebook. And it's just something to give you an idea of nobody can talk to you the way you talk to you. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? If you're not seeing what you want to see, then what do you want to see? We were talking today, I'm going to give you an example. And I was telling her what I was visioning for the celebration. And Jessie asked me, what is it that you want to do? In fact, it was her idea. She planted this idea. I got to give her props. That just came to me. I called her maybe a month or two ago, and I said, you know what? I just realized, and I was all excited. Do you know in 2020, Sharing Ministry will be 10 years old? And I didn't know what I was doing. How did I get to 10 years? I'm shocked, people. I had to be real. I'm like, 2020? That's 10 years. And I'm like, I got to do something. I'm like, oh, what can I do? She said, well, Mama D, because I'm either Mama D, Sparkle Sister, or just Daria. I mean, it depends on where we at in our walk.
Depends on the mood.
And the mood in the day. You need to showcase and highlight you. You help everybody. You're at everybody's function. You need to have your own event.
Do your own thing.
Wait a minute. I almost screamed. I'm like, I like it. But I wouldn't have never thought of that. But
Why? Why would you never
the thing
have
about
thought
it,
of that?
because if someone else had said that, I'm telling you, I'm being honest, I would have felt, I'm not ready. But she knows me. She's seen me. She thinks I'm ready. That's all it takes is one person believing in you. I got excited and scared at the same time, but she already knew that because she said, I've been there. I know when I said it, it's like, okay, she's going to be afraid, but she's going to be excited. Now that we're into the planning process, the stages, the initial stages, I am so excited. And the fear that I had, fear doesn't come from God. It was just from my own. And I don't have insecurities anymore, but I've never did something like this. And when you've never done something, you listen to Nancy negative. She's always there. In fact, she gets nasty Nancy negative sometimes. And they tell you, why are you trying to do this? You ain't never did this. What if it don't work? Well, I done come too far and done too much that wouldn't, what if it don't work? What if? Now, what if it does?
What if it is awesome?
And it's going to be.
And it is a huge success.
Yes.
And you do one every quarter for the next 10 years.
You just don't know.
There's no reason. There's no good reason not to try and do what you want. There's no good reason not to try.
None.
I would much rather try
and fail
miserably than never try at all and always have that be either a regret or something in the
what
back
if?
of my head.
Then you got a what if,
what
right?
if that would have worked?
Right.
What if, it would have come together? What if you just would have gone to that city you wanted to go to and apply for that job you wanted? Where would you be right now?
Right.
If I try and it doesn't work out, then I know. You know what? I tried. I thought it was going to be great, but then I learned this, that, and the other thing, and it ruled it out, and I would have been miserable doing that.
Right.
But until you get those questions answered, it'll always be hanging out there. So try and fail, try and succeed.
Yeah.
Succeed and succeed well.
And that is what we have done. And I wanted to encourage you who are listening that the fear will come. It's natural to be excited about something you've never done, but also be very fearful of it. But I'm telling you, do it. Because the very thing you say you don't have, the Lord is saying, well, why don't you use what you do? See, stop talking about what you don't have. We have like Jesse said earlier, we are our worst enemy. Sometimes nobody's even told us we can't do nothing. We just feel we can't, because you know why? We look at other people and go, look, she's famous.
Compare.
She's good. She's smarter than me. No. She's doing her thing. Now it's time for you to do yours. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, under the sound of my voice, don't let anybody steal your dream. Jesse's told me that. I've told Jesse that. We're here 7 years later, our relationship, me 10 years. And if you could have seen that, we should have been videotaping some of them other conversations.
No.
Where we was crying. No. I'm tired.
Oh my God.
All of that. I mean, midnight calls. I mean, when my husband died, I mean, it's been real. And the beauty of a friendship like this, both of us are entrepreneurs, and risky. It's being an entrepreneur is risky.
There's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee. So you got to do it, and you can't give up, but you got to keep doing it. Come celebrate with me in 2020. Listen for more details as we celebrate Sharing Ministries, Conversations of Courage, the book club, all the things I started doing and didn't know what I was doing. But it was people like Jessica Waters East who pulled me aside and made me look like I did. She taught me what branding meant. She taught me what it means to have the same font, what kind of business card, what my presentation is wherever I go. And anybody that was working with me, Jessie would have a way of telling them, Mom, Daria, you can't have that. Don't print that. That's not her flyer. She can't print it like that. Now, they may not have liked it. You used the wrong purple. That's not what I sent you. So anytime I do something, I learned that I have to do it with continuity. So yeah, wait till you see when you come to this celebration, you're going to see where Sharing Ministry started at the beginning. And people had to give me a chance for me to get to my 10 years. So what am I saying? I'm saying let people give you a chance. Stop talking about what you don't do. The best is yet to come. I am so glad we had this conversation.
I love it.
I love it too.
Me too. And thank you. I jumped her with the podcast idea. She was not expecting that today. We had a planning meeting, and I was like, oh, hey, I had some fancy mics out on my desk. I was like, so let's do this too for a minute. So thank you for playing along.
I'm glad I did.
And sharing yourself with everybody, Sharing Ministries.
Yep.
I will post some links as well. And if you are able to be in Dayton in May and then again on August 8th, definitely consider coming, because I've never, ever, ever heard this woman speak and not been really moved and or encouraged by what she has said.
Thank you,
I thank you for always being an encouragement to me.
Thank you, baby. And my sparkle sister.
Yes, I love it. I'm also seeing glitter, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I like glitter. I like glitter, though.